Welcome to the Delaware Mortgage Rate Weekly Mortgage Market Update for the week of October 21st, 2013. Hello, I'm John Thomas with Primary Residential Mortgage here to give you an update. Well, last week was definitely a good week for mortgage rates. Mortgage rates moved lower, and if you look at the bond chart on the screen, you can see that mortgage bonds have been improving since the government shutdown. Even with the government shutdown going away, they still have improved. But if you look there on the screen, we've hit the 200-day moving average, and we were pushed lower. That is a negative sign, and then you can see the top on October 4th, and then we made another top last Friday. That's called a double top trading pattern. Now, what that means is mortgage bonds could sell off, and interest rates could move higher in the short term. So if you're closing in the next 15 to 30 days, you may want to consider locking here at this great low rate because of the two things, the double top trading pattern and the 200-day moving average. Now, long term, it's safe to float. Long term, we see rates could move lower as the economy was pushed worse because of the government shutdown, and we're looking at another fight again in January because it only kicked the can down the road. So we are recommending locking any short-term transactions, any new construction, anything 60 days out. You can definitely float because we do see long-term rates could move lower. Now, what is that double top trading pattern I'm talking about? Basically, anybody that bought bonds on October 4th, and when they started selling off, now it hit back the price where they bought it. Those traders are going to be looking to sell their positions so they can be even. And once they start selling, it could cause other traders to sell into that. So short term, we could see rates move higher. That's why we're recommending locking. Now, in the political news, as I mentioned, the government shutdown has been averted now. It's over. Government employees are back to work. And they also had the fiscal debt limit looming, and they did pass legislation to increase that debt limit. Now, the problem is they didn't push it that far down the road. The government shutdown will be in the news again because the current budget is only good till January 15th, 2014, and then the federal debt limit will hit it again on February 7th. So we're going to have the same antics again. Congress did nothing but kick the can down the road, and they have not addressed them basically not operating without a budget. So look for that coming. Very market-moving news as we get closer to January. Now, the other thing we saw in economic news, the weekly initial jobless claims came out on Thursday. They came in at 358,000 claims, which is above the expected 330,000 claims. This is a reversal in the trend of lower jobless claims, as you see from the chart. We had jobless claims coming in lower and lower, and then recently it spiked higher. Now, some of that could be coming from the government shutdown. We'll have to see as this week's numbers come out, see if that comes back lower or if we're on a trend now, jobless claims coming up higher. And in the housing news, the National Association of Home Builders released its October Housing Market Index, which came in at 55. That's down from 57 in September 2013, but that's still above the low for the year of 41, which was back in April. Anything above 50 is showing that builders are positive about the current conditions. So home builders are still positive. They're still out there building. We've seen a big increase in the home builders, so new construction is definitely doing good. And then some great news from USDA. They are back in action, and we're hoping October 21st, what they say, that all their systems should be up and running, which means lenders should be able to resubmit loans back to rural development to have them underwritten and then issue commitments. Now, they're only issuing conditional commitments because they have not been refunded. Their fiscal year ends October 1st, so they need to be refunded. So not every lender may lend until they get a full commitment. Primary Residential Mortgage is one of the lenders that is lending on conditional commitments. So if you have a USDA loan out there and you need to get it closed, give us a call, 302-703-0727. We will certainly take care of you. Now, the other big news is the eligible areas are supposed to change on October 1st. Didn't happen because of the government shutdown. They've now pushed that date back to January 14, 2014. So the current eligible areas are in place till next year. That's great news for Middletown and Smyrna. They were not going to be eligible. They are still good to go all the way to January 14th. So get those USDA contracts written if you need them. And then in the local news, the next free first-time homebuyer seminar is this Saturday, October 26th in Dover, Delaware, from 10 a.m. to noon. That's at the Holiday Inn on Route 13. And then the next one in Newark is November 16th. That's a Saturday. That's at the Christiana Hilton Hotel in Newark, Delaware, from 10 a.m. to noon. You can register for either one of those seminars by giving me a call in the office at 302-703-0727, or you can register online, www.delawarehomebuyerSeminar.com. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.